Hey guys, Lady Liberty Stacker here. Welcome back for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be testing a new seasoning stick just in from Cast Iron Cookware. It is cicookware.com called BEEZY Seasoning Stick or Seasoning Oil. And I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to try it on a 12 GRISWOLD with 3 coats of beeswax. It looks good, but I think it could look better with this. And I'm also going to test it on a Black Lock 96 chef skillet that I purchased last year that I don't particularly care how the seasoning looks on it, never did from day one. But before I do that, if you're new to my channel, I do mainly cast iron now. I look for vintage cast iron, things to avoid, things to look for, how to identify your unmarked cast iron, proper restoration techniques to maintain value in your pieces, or how to make a good cooker. So you can enjoy your cast iron over a lifetime. Buying and selling tips, cooking and cleaning of and seasoning your cast iron, and the maintenance, and anything I learn along the way. I am the only female YouTube channel that focuses on cast iron cookware, and I have 119 videos on my video playlist, so you can check that out and look for a topic that would interest you on that. I also sell cast iron online. I don't push it on my channel. I just do my channel because of my love of cast iron. If you are interested in my store, please email me at ladylibertystacker@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to provide you with the link. I just don't like my store with skewed results with people watching the items. Watchers really helps tell me how an item is doing and if I need to make any changes in pricing, etc., that kind of thing. So anyway, many of you may wonder why I don't show my face in the videos, and it's basically because of security reasons for the videos I used to post all the time, such as prepping techniques. If anybody in my area would happen to see what I'm doing, it wouldn't be real secure for me if we ever had a scenario where prepping techniques come into play. So that's the reason why, but please give me a thumb up so you can continue to see more videos like this. Leave a comment or question below. Subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be notified of future videos if you haven't already, and I will be back. Okay guys, I'm back. I just grabbed this Black Lock 96 out of vinegar, and I was just, washing it down. And I don't want to keep it in there too long, but this is, because vinegar can destroy it if you leave it in too long. I just wanted to try to strip it off the best I could. And it looks like it's pretty well stripped off. I'm going to probably end up putting 3 or 4 coats of seasoning on. I couldn't get all the seasoning off, but this is kind of what it looks like. It's a great skillet. It's a chef skillet that I got last year. I just never liked the seasoning they did. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dry it off. And this is kind of showing you how I prevent flash rust, because I'm going to have to stick my GRISWOLD in the oven along with this once it's thoroughly dry. So we're just going to go ahead and wipe it off. And you shouldn't have a lot of gook coming off on your paper towel when you do this, if you've stripped it adequately in vinegar. You just don't want to leave it in there too long. You want to check it. When my vinegar bath is pretty strong, and when I put a piece in there, I check it probably every 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how bad the piece is, as far as how much stuff that the vinegar has to get off. But yeah, this is down to gunmetal gray. And we got to get it really, really dry. Now some stuff will come off. That's perfectly normal. Happens all the time. Because you just don't want to leave it in the vinegar too long. Not a good thing. This is where an E-tank would probably be nice, because you know the E-tank isn't going to damage the skillet. I just don't have anywhere where I can actually set one up where I can have proper ventilation. You need a lot of ventilation for an electrolysis. People call it an E-tank. And basically you still need a lye bath. Lye still softens all the seasoning and crud and stuff like that on the skillet, and then you put it in an E-tank, which is baking. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's nothing toxic, but everything starts out in lye. no matter which way you go in industry guidelines, and either you transfer it to vinegar or E-tank, and they both are very effective. Both can thoroughly strip a skillet. It's just that, you know, E-tank probably won't damage a skillet, but vinegar will. So you really have to monitor the vinegar. Okay, so we have it. We're going to move it over here. Let me go ahead and adjust this up a little bit so you can see. And I'm going to spray it down right now with the Crisco. And we're going to do, we just don't want it to flash rust, because they will start to rust almost immediately, guys, when you've stripped them down to the bare metal. And I didn't get all the seasoning off, but I really don't care. I just wanted to go ahead and start seasoning with the good stuff. So this is how I do it. I thoroughly dried it with paper towels, and just going to spray it on down and wipe it on with a towel, paper towel, and just make sure it's covering everything so it won't flash rust. And I'll wipe it on, and I wipe almost all of it off. I just want to have a very thin coating on so you don't give rust room to take over. And okay, that's the one side. We're going to go do the back. I love the design of this. It's just going to be kind of a bear to season. Get it all covered really, really, really well. And this is going to prevent any kind of flash rust. So I'm going to turn on the oven, and we're going to use our Easy BEEZY seasoning stick. And it recommends that you heat up everything sufficiently to 250. It says 200 to 250 degrees. I prefer mine at 250 to 300 degrees, actually. Put it in there for about 25 minutes. Get them nice and hot so they can accept the seasoning. And then go ahead and apply the seasoning and then take it off. Put it back in for a few more minutes. And then you turn the oven up to 485 to 500 for an hour. Okay, so we got this all wiped down. We just don't want it to flash rust. And that's how you do it. And it's got a little bit of seasoning left on it, but you know what? I really don't care about that. All right, it's ready to go. And again, I'm using my Crisco Professional Cooking Pro made with canola oil spray. This stuff is the bomb. It works great. So I will be back, and I'm ready to, well, you know what? Before I do that, let me go ahead and show you more of this Easy BEEZY stick. Let me wipe my hands off. I'll be right back. Hang on a minute. Okay, we're back. These came in like a mini poster tube, and it's really cool. You just pop off the lid here. It's like a little poster tube, so there won't be any damage. And here is the stick. It is a 4.4 ounce stick, and this is going to go a long way. And these sticks were $14 plus shipping, or actually I think it was $14 shipped plus tax. That's what it was. But these are only 2 ounces, or a little over 2 ounces, and these are either 12 or 14. I think they're like 12 each, and if you buy more than one, I think I got an order of 2 off Amazon. They were 22, but they're like almost half as much seasoning. And I've just done a bunch of skillets, and it's almost gone, guys. It doesn't last very long. So I want something with the number of skillets that I do to last. So we're going to warm up the oven, and I'll be back when I show you how I'm going to use the stick. Okay, I've got the GRISWOLD already covered with the Easy BEEZY stick. I thought I had the camera on, but I didn't. So we're going to go ahead and show you how we use this. It is a combination of grapeseed oil, avocado oil, and beeswax. So, and ironically, I found a bee crawling on my countertop. He must have come in through the open window. Sometimes they get in through my open sunroom back there, and I keep the window open when I'm seasoning because I like the smoke to get out. But all you do on this is just kind of spread it around very gradually with your stick, And you take your cotton rag. You can use whatever, a paper towel, cotton rag, a blue lint-free shop towel to spray it on, or to spread it around. I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off on the handle so I can hold on to the handle when I do this. Okay, we got a thin coat on now. And I'm just going to go ahead and get it all around the rest of the skillet. It's getting hot. Whew. Okay, now what we're going to do is wipe it all off again. And flip it over. We're going to do the same thing on the back side. We're going to go ahead and just do our stick, just gradually coat the various parts of the skillet with the stick. It's actually very easy to use. It'll be nice using this on my popover pan. One of the reasons why I got it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and wipe on, wipe off. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and spread it all around. What I'm going to do is spread a little of, take a little wedge here, just make sure I have everything on in between all the letters. And these little wedgies, they're makeup sponges actually, and I got these from Amazon. One of my friends told me about that. Her name is Sherry, wonderful lady. She told me about that, and we just want to make sure it looks all uniform as much as possible. And okay, and like I said in the beginning, the first coat you will have more residue until it flakes off, or burns off I should say. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that back in the oven. And I'll be back when we come back in 15 minutes to wipe off anything that's pooled or spotted. Be back. Okay guys, I am back. Just pulled the GRISWOLD out of the oven. And we're going to go ahead and just wipe it on down. It's been in there for 15 minutes at 300 degrees. And I don't see too many people talking about this, but I will definitely put it in stages because the seasoning will pool or spot sometimes. It's oils, and when it gets hot, it melts, it moves. So it's always a good idea just to make sure everything is, excess is wiped off, because you know what? If you don't do that, then your skillet's gonna bake onto your skillet. So anyway, I'm gonna get that lint out of there. The walls on this are a little tricky. We're gonna go ahead and flip it. I took my hot pad on the assist handle. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down the handle here. This is an early handle, by the way. They only made this skillet from 1939 to 1944, as far as I know. It's about one of the few GRISWOLD's that has a heat ring of the small block logo skillet. One of the very few. All the rest of them did not have a heat ring. Makes this one very sought after. So, you know, this stuff is starting to shed too much. You can only use these blue shop towels only so long. But there are areas on this skillet that have pulled up a little bit. So you have to wipe them down some more just to make it. You're not wiping it all off. There's still oil on here, trust me. You'll never get it all off unless you strip it again. But there it is. Look how gorgeous that looks. It's not even been in a full round here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in the oven. I'll be back with the other one. Okay, we're back with the other one. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing to it. Just make sure that nothing has pulled up or spotted on our skillet. And this one's going to get 3 to 4 coats. We're just putting on the first coat. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Oops, that was something on my countertop. And you can see not much is coming off on my shop towel. So it means I did a pretty good job stripping the skillet. Sometimes when you don't thoroughly finish the job, you'll get block gunk coming off on your towels when you do this. You don't want that. So, yep, this is pretty much ready to go. This is pretty much ready to go. Now we're going to put it back in the oven. We're going to turn it up to 485 degrees. And I'm going to set the timer for about 75 minutes, well, maybe 70 minutes, because it's going to take a little bit of time to warm up between 300 degrees and 485 degrees. So we're going to set it for 70 minutes, and we can always add time if we need to. So we're going to go ahead and put that back in the oven, and I will be back once the round of seasoning is done, guys. All right. Okay, guys, I am back. The seasoning is done. I allowed the skillets to cool off in the oven for about 20-25 minutes until I brought them out. You want to do that. They're going to be too hot to handle. If you're actually doing another round right away, which I'm not going to today, I just did this one for the video, you can let them cool off anywhere from 30 to 35 minutes. Pull them back out, add another round of seasoning, wipe it off, put them back in, set the oven for 300 degrees, leave it in for 15 minutes. Bring them back out, wipe them off again, and then put them back in for the final hour. That way it'll save time and energy with your oven use by doing it that way. That way you don't have to start it from scratch again. But today I'm just getting too late. But anyway, I wanted to show you the results. You can see here, that's 1 coat of seasoning on that black lock. This one here has a different color iron on this GRISWOLD, but it did a great job. I'm very pleased with the Buzzy Wax, extremely pleased. So we're going to take a look here, and I'm going to get my cloth. I just got this off of Amazon. It's heat resistant up to 450 degrees. These are also, but they're better for seasoning. This is just actually to pick up the skillet, so we're going to take a closer look. So anyway, here it is. We'll use the, so you can actually see it. And I got really nice in there between the letters and the numbers. Much, much, much better than the Foundry did. Look at that. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. 1 coat of seasoning, guys, with the Easy BEEZY. Look at that. And just gorgeous. I'm going to have to put it down. It's getting heavy holding it with one hand here. And we're going to take a look at the other one. And the other one is the GRISWOLD. And I'm going to have to pick it up with my right hand this time to show you. Because this is a heavy skillet. It's a 12. Not as heavy as the Wagner, but it's heavy. So we're going to go ahead and pick it up. Use the hot pad on the assist handle. You can see it a little bit closer up. Look at that. And it looks fairly light because there's an awful lot of light in my kitchen right now, but just went on just fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And you can see this one as well. I may give this one another round just because of the little staining in here that I couldn't get off with a vinegar bath. But it did a fantastic job. And if Cast Iron Cookware, if you guys know Cast Iron Cookware, tell him that his seasoning wax on, wax off, his seasoning stick did a fantastic job. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that one more time so you can see the back. And I just do it very carefully on my glass stovetop. And there it is. Whoops, I'll do it the other way. Okay, so make sure they're going the same way. Okay, there it is. And we're going to go ahead and turn the light off. You turn the light off, they look a lot darker. There it is. Here they are. And that's only one coat. So I'm going to put 2 more coats, maybe 2 or 3 more coats on that one, and 1 more coat on the GRISWOLD. But it did a great job. I'll give you one quick peek at it again. Easy BEEZY, combination of beeswax, grapeseed oil, and avocado oil. 4.4 ounce stick. And I'm just going to keep my, go ahead and keep my stick in here. For safekeeping, that way nothing will get on the end of the stick. And this just did a fantastic job, and it smells great when you put it on your skillets. So see applicable links below in the description. I am very impressed. And if you can, the black lock here, I can actually show you in the light better. Just fantastic with 1 coat. Looks so much better with that than it did coming from the foundry. Alright guys, I babbled on enough. So thanks again. Thumb up, leave a comment below. Thanks, and go make it a great day.